What's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another mock draft video. Today we're going to do an NBA mock draft. NFL draft season is over for now. NFL draft season for me is year-round. I do the scouting. But for now, we're going to focus on some NBA draft content. We're in the month of June. The draft happens late June. So we're going to get here a mock draft. And hopefully at least one or two more mock drafts before the NBA draft happens. We'll see. Took a little break from content. We're back now. So we're going to get into this mock draft. Starting with the number one pick, the Atlanta Hawks surprisingly got the number one overall pick from the lottery. I think this does end up being Alex Sarr. There has been some questions about Sarr, specifically on the offensive end. He doesn't really have a shot. Is the offensive game developed for him? He has obviously got the size, the athleticism, just like the raw build for a center, a modern-day NBA center. The offensive game needs to develop, but I do think he's the first overall pick. You bank on that upside, right? For number two, the Washington Wizards, if it was me, I would probably take Robbie Dillingham here. They badly need a point guard. Tyus Jones doesn't cut it. I actually think I am going to go Rob Dillingham. I do think there's a chance that he does go with the number two overall pick. Good size, had a great year for Kentucky this past year. You see that as a freshman. Really, really explosive, good shooter. They just need a guy who can score the ball and can run the floor, and that's Rob Dillingham. So with the Wizards, they go him at number two. That leaves the Rockets with number three. And I think I'm going to have back-to-back Kentucky players here because Sheppard is going to be my pick. Sheppard's interesting because a lot of people are saying, very low ceiling, high floor kind of guy. He's going to be good right away, may not be able to develop into a star. And I kind of agree with that. But he brings a lot to the table day one instantly for the Rockets. They badly need just a pure point guard guy who can pass, who can rebound, knock down a three at an elite level. Sheppard does all of that, and he's young. You can develop him a little bit. I like this pick for the Rockets. Then that goes to the Spurs at four, and they have choices. They have choices here. You can go with Zachary Rissache. That's how you pronounce it. He's French. You can go with Donovan Clingan, although you have Wemby. Maybe you want to do a pairing. I'm not sure if that's your best bet. You can go with Nikola Topic. Get a little tall point guard in there. But for me, I think I'm going to go with Stephon Castle out of UConn. Taller guard. Didn't play a ton. He did play a lot. He missed some games in the year for UConn. National championship winner, of course. As a freshman, these are solid numbers. You're going to expect development out of him. But a tall guard who's good at passing, can rebound well, can shoot the three ball a little bit. That's a developing area of his game. That's a good guy to pair with Wemby. You need a lead guard there. Jeremy Sochan at the point guard is not going to cut it. You need a lead guard. Go with Castle. Pistons at five. I'm targeting one thing here, and it's tall wings, and perfect for them that Zachary Rissache fell here to five in this version. I have my questions with Rissache. I don't really think that the ceiling is super high for him. I think he's just going to end up being a good 3-and-D athletic wing in the league, which that is definitely a need for players for that on a championship team. I think he can help elevate the Pistons game currently, their current players. I think Cade Cunningham would very, very much benefit from a player like Rissache. However, I don't think he ends up becoming a star. It's still a solid pick. 6 here for the Charlotte Hornets. Where are you looking? You're maybe looking for a big or a guard who you think can play next to LaMelo Ball. For me, I'm not seeing a lot of the guards here I think can play next to LaMelo Ball. You have Mark Williams, but is he the future? I don't know. Donovan Clingan's here. It's just a go with best player available type situation for me. We saw a lot of that for the NFL draft this past season. If you watch those mock draft videos, we're going to do the same thing here for the Hornets. I think they're in a best player available, BPA. We're going to go with Donovan Clingan. I think he has a lot of upside. A lot of people think he's one of the guys who I talked about earlier, like Rissache and Sheppard, who doesn't have a high ceiling. I think he does. I think this guy's a limit for this kid. Really, really smooth operator, good player, good scorer, great rebounder, good on the in perimeter defense for a big as well, moves his feet well. I think Clingan's going to be a spectacular player in the league. And that brings us to the 7th pick with the Blazers. Now, you took Scoot Henderson last year. I don't necessarily think you need to go guard again. You're very stacked at guard. Shaedon Sharpe, Simon, Scoot, Malcolm Brogdon. So I'm looking more towards wing play here. And I'm looking at guys potentially at this pick. I'm looking at maybe you reach a little bit on a Filipowski, but I don't think he goes this high. Maybe you go for Matas Buzelis. I think for me, I'm going to take Ron Holland here. He's a bigger wing, 6'7" forward. The shot wasn't really there in the G League. I think he's shown flashes in the past that he can shoot. I'm not sure if that's consistent, but I think you just need big wing play over there in Portland. Holland brings that for you. At 8 here with the San Antonio Spurs, their second pick. Early in the draft, we went with Stephon Castle. I think this pick, I'm going to go for scoring forward or shooting forward, and I think I see the perfect guy here in Dalton Knecht out of Tennessee. I think he had a really good year for Tennessee this year. Obviously, you see that. 22 points a game, 45% from the field. He obviously can shoot the three ball. He showed that a lot at Tennessee. Was kind of their lead ball handler a lot of times as well. I think he's a really good player. I think he could pair really good next to Wemby and Devin Vassell. You get two of those tall forwards who can shoot the ball. It's a good team construction for the San Antonio Spurs. Now with the Grizzlies. Grizzlies need a lot. They struggled. I like what they have with Jaren Jackson Jr. and G.G. Jackson and John Morant. I really want to get a tall two guard. And I see the perfect guy here in Cody Williams. I've been on record in saying this to my friends, and I'll say it here now. If I had the number 1 overall pick, I'm taking Cody Williams this year. I think he's my favorite player in the draft. I think he's the best player in the draft. I really, really like what he brings to the table. Can shoot the three ball, can score in a multitude of ways, good off the dribble, really, really good perimeter defender. Maybe just work on some of that rebounding and assist game you see here, and taking shots in a more high volume. He was really kind of the 4th or 5th option when he was in the lineup this year, missed some games. But I think he's got such good talent, can bring a lot to the Grizzlies. At 10, the Jazz. This is an easy pick for me. Topic is still here, and I'm going to take him. Tall point guard. I think what you have in Keontae George as a 2. You're going to need a tall guard. Go with Topic here. Can run the floor. Good passer, a lot of size at the point guard position. It's kind of just the modern NBA point guard nowadays. The Bulls at 11. This is interesting for me because you could go with a guy who you think can compete right away. That's maybe you're looking at for that, like an Edey, a Filipowski, a Devin Carter. But I think the Bulls are in a position you need a rebuild. You need to blow it up. I'm going to go with straight potential, and it's going to be Isaiah Collier. I know a lot of people have him falling in the draft. Listen. This dude was a former 5-star recruit, top 5 player in the class. He's got a ton of potential, scored well, shot at a high clip, maybe a little bit, not even a small guard, 6'4", 202. He's got a ton of potential. I don't think he was able to fully show it at USC last year. The Bulls, you take a guard who can play next to Kobe White. Oh my gosh. I was thinking of Cody Williams, who can play next to Kobe White and bank on the potential there of Collier. That brings us to the Thunder with the 12th overall pick. Thunder. You took a bank on Gordon Hayward at the deadline. It did not work. You are very much missing reliable backup center play. Specifically someone who could stretch the floor. And that brings me to look at Kyle Filipowski. I think they really, really, really could have used backup center play for Chet Holmgren. They didn't really have it last year. Filipowski's a good player, rebounds the ball well, stretches the floor as a 7-footer at the forward center position. Easily picked for me. And 13, the Sacramento Kings. I'm really looking at that front court area, and I see a few guys. Matas Buzelis, Tristan Da Silva's an interesting look for me here. I think I may... You just go best player available, the potential of Buzelis. You've seen in the past, in high school, he's shown he could shoot the three ball really efficiently. He did not do that last year for the Ignite, but players have come out of the Ignite and have played really well, and have come out of the Ignite and have played bad. It's kind of, the Ignite's really weird to bank. I'm just going to bank on the build and the flashes that Buzelis has shown. Go for the Kings there. 14, the Blazers are back up. We go with Ron Holland earlier. Let's go a little bit bigger with this pick. Let's go with Messi here from Baylor. Again, I think you're banking on athletic upside. I think you're doing that with a lot of the picks in the first round of this year's NFL draft is athletic upside. Rim runner, lob finisher, good rebounder, great shot blocker. I think he can be good for them there in the middle. Miami Heat at 15, I'm going with someone who's just a Heat culture guy. Devin Carter. He's a hustler on defense. Probably one of the best perimeter defenders in this year's class. Great rebounder for a guard. You see there, almost 9 rebounds a game, 20 points a game, shot an efficient clip, and really, really, really improved on the three ball this past year. Went up 8% from last year to this year on the 3 ball. I think Carter spectacular fits that lineup. 16 of my Philadelphia 76ers. I would love Devin Carter, but unfortunately it's a mock draft. I can't just give my team who I want. He went before, so I can't give him there. So I'm looking at guys like Bob Carrington, who's a guy who I'd really like to have in Philadelphia. Jared McCain. I think I am probably going to go with Jared McCain here. Sixers definitely just need more guard play outside of Tyrese Maxey. You saw a little bit of it with Kyle Lowry in the playoffs, and Buddy Hield a little bit, but he struggled. I think you just need guard play. Go with Jared McCain here if he's available. 17, the Pelicans. I'm also looking guard play again. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm going big here. Might be moving on from Jonas Valanciunas. Why not take a shot at Zach Edey? Why not? You need a center. You need center play. Edey, obviously, Naismith Player of the Year 2 times. Spectacular player. In college, a lot of people don't think his game is going to translate. I am one of those people. However, I feel like teams... He's going to be a first-round pick. It's just who takes a shot. I feel like the Pelicans could be one of those teams. 18 with the Washington... Not the Washington Wizards. The Orlando Magic. Where do I go for the Magic? You took Anthony Black last year. I'm looking guard play. Jacoby Walter. I think the Caleb Houston and Jet Williams picks kind of backfired. Go Jacoby Walter. Really good shot maker, tough shot maker. Athletic guard, shifty, crafty. Can get you some tough buckets. Maybe develop him a little bit. Maybe you might be moving on from something like Cole Anthony this year, or maybe even Markelle Fultz as well. So go with that. Raptors in 19, they need everything. I think I'm just going to go with they really need everything. You probably draft for potential here, right? Because you're not going to compete right away unless I think they do. Let's go with this French dude. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I just know good size. He can stretch the floor and play good defense. A lot of potential there. He's only 19 years old. We'll go with him. 20, the Cleveland Cavaliers. I am from the area where the Cavaliers, where you find a lot of Cavs fans, so I know exactly what they want. They need wing play and a wing depth. Who better right here than Tristan da Silva, who's really, really good for Colorado this past year, good rebounder, really athletic for the forward position, 22, so he's ready to come in and compete and play good minutes for the Cavs right away. We'll go with da Silva there. At 21, Pelicans are back up. We went with Edey. We're going to go with some guard play this time. Let's take the potential of Bob Carrington. He can score in a lot of different ways. The shooting efficiency wasn't spectacular. He shot a lot of shots, but he's a good rebounder and a good passer. Good size at 6'5". For a freshman guard, I think he's got a lot of potential. Now we have the Suns. The Suns, they're going to need to take someone who can compete right away, right? I mean, you can't wait for this, and that's a Jalen Tyson for me. A tall guard who can shoot the 3 ball, compete right away. He's an older player, around 22, 23 years old, I think. You just need a guy who can come in and play in your rotation right away. And another team like that, the Bucks, they need someone like that too, man. Yeah, we're going to go with Khalil Ware for the Bucks. Again, someone who can come in and compete right away. He's a little bit younger at 20, but he has the skills to come in and play meaningful minutes for the Bucks right now. They need to draft rotation players because they kind of are out of money. And Ware can do that, be a backup center there for Brook Lopez. Lob threat, rim runner, great shot blocker. Then we look at the New York Knicks. Where do the Knicks go? I think you probably look for big because you may not be retaining Isaiah Hartenstein in free agency, Mitchell Robinson coming back from injury. So I think you look big. What are our options for that? Not a lot. Really not a lot. So you probably go with Tyler Smith out of G League. He's a potential guy. You're going to need to develop him. G League Ignite, again, these guys didn't really get to show out this year. But good size, a lot of potential, athletic upside. He's a great dunker. Showed a lot in perimeter defense as well, potential. And the Knicks have back-to-back, so I think now you went with your potential, big forward, kind of hybrid forward. Now I think you go with guard play. And I think you go right away guard play. You go with Tyler Kolek. He could come in instantly and play good minutes for you. great passer, just knows how to run the floor. He's a smart hustle player. That's a New York player. That's a Thibodeau player if I've ever seen one. Now we're at 26, the Wizards. They went with Dillingham, the first pick. We're going to stick with the same theme and go with crazy potential. And I saw a guy. Did I see him? Did I go over him? I did. Cameron Christie. Here we go. Crazy potential for Christie. He's been rising in draft boards ever since the Combine. Kind of surprising to me that he's stuck in the draft. I thought he would go back to school. He did not. Just a good shooting guard. Great on the perimeter defense. Good size at 6'6" for the 2 guard. Just beginning to build up that backcourt because you don't really have guys there. Now at 27, the Timberwolves. I think I'm looking at guard play again here. And there are still some guards out here that I like. I'm gonna go with tall guard play. I'm gonna go with Bayless Shireman. He's a ready guy. He's a ready guy right now. He play right now for the Timberwolves. 22 years old, a little bit older, has a lot more experience. Good 3-ball, great rebounder for kind of like that hybrid 2-3-4 player. Scored a multitude of ways. Got a good post game. They just need bench scoring. Their lineup got a little weak when guys like Anthony Edwards came out and Jaden McDaniels. The Nuggets. I think you look at big here. We'll look at power forwards. You don't really see a lot of guys here. Actually, I do see someone who... Yeah, I'm going to give him Deron Holmes. I think the Zeke Naji experiment is kind of over. You need a big on the bench who's kind of like an Aaron Gordon mixed with Zeke Naji. He's a good shot blocker, a great rebounder, but also a good rim runner and can really stretch the floor for them. Come in and play right away. We're going to go with Deron Holmes there. Jazz, we gave them Topic earlier. I think now I'm looking like big forward area, and I'm going to go with Johnny Furphy. They have him listed as a shooting guard. He'll play forward at 6'9". Just a shooter for them. Knock down some threes, come in. He's going to get a development, but he'll be, I think, a good player in the future. And then we look at the Boston Celtics at 30. And where do they go? I think they go best player available. It's what the Celtics have done for a long time, and that's why they're a good team right now. They just draft best player available. And if you're looking at it right now, who is the best player available? We're going to go Ryan Dunn. He's a Celtics-type player. He's a spectacular defensive player. Good ball handler as well. Great rebounder. Just a forward with size and athletic upside. I think that's what you do. So then is my mock draft here. Kind of scroll through slowly from the top. You guys can pause if you miss any picks. Let me know in the comments who your favorite pick is from this mock draft or who you want your favorite team to draft. In this year's mock draft for me as a 76ers fan, I had them taking Jared McCain. I would love Jared McCain. I would also really like Bub Carrington or Devin Carter if he would fall to us. Those would be my picks. So if you guys did enjoy this mock draft, please leave a like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. We'll be having some more NBA draft content coming up soon. And you'll want those notifications on so you don't miss any of the episodes because my upload schedule is kind of wild. No really rhyme or reason to it, but you don't want to miss this episode. But if you did enjoy, as I said, leave a like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and I'll see you all in the next episode.